Former military President General Ibrahim Babangida has again urged Nigerians to ensure that only the younger generation were voted into power in the country. Babangida was speaking at his country home in Minna, Niger State, when he received a delegation of the Yes Nigeria movement led by its convener Ali Shoyode. He charged the delegation to seize the privilege offered by the next election to serve their fatherland at a younger age. Social commentator Falana Owolabi joins us now on the News Hour for his perspective on this. Thank you for joining us again on TVC News. Of course, this is coming on the heels of the incumbent president declaring intention to run again for presidency, as president, of course. But then how do you react now? It's yet another clarion call for the youth to take up the mantle of leadership, but then what chances are there?
I agree with those calling for the generational shift from the old to the young people. But I don't also believe that the young people should have entitlement mentality. That because these people, a lot of people, former leaders are calling for the youth to take the center stage. So it has to go to the youth. No, because we need people who are prepared to lead. So, however, because looking at it, Buhari himself became governor at the age of 33 and became head of state at the age of 40. So, and his performance then, you can't actually compare what he did with Ide Agbon with what he's doing now. If you look at the system of government now, you know that he's not really in charge. You can imagine not knowing that the Inspector General of Police was not in Benue, and a lot of things that the president is not aware of.
All right, Owolabi, you earlier mentioned about preparedness, and in the former president's speech, he said the younger generation should be supported in to use their digital knowledge to gear the country forward. What sort of supports do the youths need?
Political will and active collaboration, guidance by those old brigades, those people who have been there before. They need to guide these young ones too. Yes, I agree with you that they have digital knowledge, but Nigeria, you agree with me, is a complex state. We have different different tribes. We have different regions. People clamoring for different things. A lot of people are interested in more states for them. A lot of people are interested in more allocation. There are even issues about how many are we. Population census. We need all those things to be sorted out.
But this need for support you're talking about, does it not clash with the spirit of entitlement you mentioned that you were against earlier?
No, I'm not in support of youth leading just because we have to transfer power, we have to allow the young people to lead. No, I'm in support of a young person coming to lead because he is prepared. You understand?
Prepared and fit.
And fit. We've had many governors who are young, but they are not performing. What their administration, if you want to just describe their administration, some of them is like a disaster. They are not in control of the government. We've had a bachelor as a Speaker of House of Representatives. He got married after becoming Speaker. Immediately he left, EFCC arrested him for embezzling $1 billion. So you can imagine, it's not as if the young people have not even led this country before. You understand? What have they done? So we are talking about people who are able, who have the mental wherewithal, who have the capacity.
Let's even get, I like your perspective, but then let's even start from somewhere now. Where should the youth then focus on? What would be your recipe now? Where do we start from? If the question now is the fitness, the preparedness of the average youth now to lead, what's your take?
I mean, support that the youth should lead the country, because what is happening now, we need to take this country to the next level. People are talking about globalization. But however, the kind of youth I'm interested in must not only be educated, but someone that should be a consensus builder. Someone that will be able to look at how you can unite this country, look at our educational policy, our health policy, and so on and so forth. I want to see a minister of education who have kids in this country schooling here. I want to see a minister of health who is actually, going to our hospitals here. And I want to see a reform in our economic sector. Look at science and technology. People are talking about artificial intelligence now. Those are the advantages the youth are bringing to bear. But you can't do this alone also without the guidance Because when we want to move forward, we have to look at where we are coming from. There are some issues as a result of the confab of 2014. There are a lot of ethnic violence, military, security issues that we have to look at at the same time. So we need a youth who is actually going to be a consensus builder. Because, of course, we have a youth that is the president, but we are also going to have some people in the Senate, some people in the House of Representatives as well who are older, who are pro-establishment. So we need to bridge the gap.
All right, Falana, thank you very much for your perspective on this recurring debate. Now, Falana Owolabi,